Bertizzi and the No More Black Tears podcast, coming live from Atlanta.
Caesar C's in the building. What's good, ATL?
Mr. DJ Rose, we in the city.
And you know, it's that special guest, that guy that never misses an episode through Bertizzi's mouth, MGH in the flesh.
Love that you're here in the flesh, man. So we in Atlanta, we celebrating this weekend. What everybody drinking, how everybody feeling.
You know, I'm sipping on that City Gin and that Don Julio, 1942, that is, to be specific.
Yeah, I'm feeling all right. Was a little tired. You know, I had a long day yesterday getting here, but I'm sipping on that Martell Blue Swift and that Blue Moon.
Yeah, I got that Modelo and I got that Macallan, the 25 year to be exact.
A little bit of Blue Moon, a little bit of rum, you know. Maybe mix it in with a little bit of tequila later on, you know.
MGH over there, he must be a crip today. He on Blue Moon and Blue Swift. I like that.
So, we're going to start off with different cartoon theories. For those who be online and you might be on the Reddit pages and you see that some of your favorite cartoons, some of them have some light theories, but some have some very dark, twisted theories behind some of your favorite cartoons. C's?
Yeah, so I got a couple of them. So one's Courage the Cowardly Dog. Basically, Courage is in an insane asylum. There was an episode where he was basically, you know, he was in the back of the paddy wagon, you know, strapped up in the padded room. Basically, everything that's going on is his hallucinations. So basically, they're saying Courage, you know, his character has schizophrenia or one of these other mental disease or illnesses, and like all the episodes you see, none of it actually happened. It was just all in his mind.
Yeah, I think I read something about that. It said that that he's not really scary.
Yeah.
He's not really afraid of things. It's just that stuff that's happening in his head, or he's imagining or something. And it was something like that.
Pretty much. And like every situation that happened was just like his view of someone, like how Eustace was really mean. Like he was mean, but he wasn't really like all the stuff he did, he didn't do. And then like there's theories that Mario and Eustace actually died, and this is like years later. So that's why you see in the middle of nowhere, it's like where is nowhere? In the middle of nowhere is actually not a real place, so none of this actually happened. Another one is Cow and Chicken. Basically, Cow and Chicken is their parents were old farmers, and their kids had passed away, so they're basically raising them to replace their kids, something like that. It's a couple crazy ones with Cow and Chicken, and then there's one that's like kind of perverted, like the way the show was.
The show itself was perverted.
But I mean, like the explanation of why it's so fucked up is just like, damn, because they literally, you remember that clip where Cow's
booty?
Yeah, Cow was literally sitting there eating booty. I'm like, okay.
For everyone who hasn't seen the show, it's literally a plate that's a booty, and they just eating it.
Was it pig booty? What was it? Was that pork?
No, I think that was Suki with the good coochie.
Oh, that's what that was? That's what she got it from?
Yeah, that's what y'all talking about, right? Y'all said eating booty.
Nah, we weren't talking about that.
Oh, my bad.
That GMO.
Oh, my bad.
And then one of the other ones was Johnny Bravo. The reason why he's actually a teenager, or he's just turned 18. He's actually a young man, and he used to be a skinny, scrawny teenager. And the reason why he's so pumped up now is he grew up as a skinny, scrawny little kid, and he got picked on. So now and then it's something else about the women, like why he always is trying to talk to women. I would have to go back and research it, but there's something surrounding that whole one. And then the last one I can think of off the top of my head is I want to say Kids Next Door. I think Bertizzi, I think you know about that one.
I mean, it's one of my favorite shows, so I want to hear where you're gonna go with this.
I think it was something with the parents. It's like, you remember where like the ending of the show where the parent, like his dad was still an agent.
Oh, you talking about basically how all the adults are still part of the Kids Next Door. Yeah. It's just another agency part of it. Yeah.
Basically. Yeah. And it's that whole theory, and it's just like, but quick sidebar. Father should have whooped grandfather's ass, but this nigga said, "Fuck it, I'm going home to take a nap." I hate that shit. That shit still makes me mad to this day. Like he should have just whooped his ass. It's like, oh, this is the most powerful nigga. But yeah, that's all my theories for I can think of.
Yeah, that courage one. Yeah, I actually saw that one, man. It was basically talking about how everything's like normal, but it's just showing from a dog's perspective, and that he's just scared of basically a whole bunch of normal stuff. Some of the ones I have, man, Ed, Ed and Eddie. For those who know that show, that's actually purgatory. So basically, all the kids are dead, which explains why there's no parents. And each kid, if you pay attention to the characteristics of them, they the reason why they act a certain way, they died in a certain time period. So Ed, for example, he died, I want to say, in the 20s, where everything was boom and buzz. That's why he's always trying to come up with these get rich quick schemes. And Ralph, the little skinny dude who always talking about a goat, he died, I think, in the 1910s or whatever, as a land boy. That's why he's always acting like a farmer, even though they live in a suburban neighborhood, and he's always talking about a goat. So it's all those different time periods for all those kids, and they're in purgatory. So we're just seeing them basically just in between from, I guess you could say, hell and heaven. I was talking. This whole conversation got started with this next theory that Rose sent me, the Rugrats cartoon theory, that all the babies are actually dead, and that one actually is like a very dark one, because basically Angelica is alive, and Tommy died as a stillborn, which explains why. What's his? Is it Phil? Is the dad named Phil? Phil always is trying to create stuff and make stuff and build stuff. And then you have the twins got aborted. So because they got aborted, she doesn't know if it's a boy or girl. So instead of trying to figure out which one, she just created twins. Then Chucky, I want to say he got abused or whatever. And it was because I think he got beaten or whatever, like beaten to death. And that's why his character's so scary. And Bill, I want to say that he had some type of birth defect. So he died at birth or whatever, which is why, one, he looks fucked up, and two, why he doesn't be on all the adventures. And then apparently Susie is just her friend trying to basically placate to her and just listen to the stories about the babies and everything, even though Susie's like, there is no babies, there is no Rugrats, what's going on here?
Yeah, on that one, Bert, I actually saw one very similar to that. The only difference being the one with Dill. They were saying that Dill actually is alive and is a regular baby, and that's why Angelica be acting so crazy, because Dill messed up her head.
Whoa.
Yeah, with him being a normal, regular baby, like just being there.
Yeah, that Rugrats one, that would explain how these babies go on all these crazy adventures and nothing never happens to them. And the last one, which is, one I find very interesting because it kind of combines two cartoons that I love, Samurai Jack and Powerpuff Girls. So it's a two-parter. With the Powerpuff Girls, part of it is the professor creates all these villains for the girls to fight to boost their confidence up. But these are not even real villains they're fighting. But the second part is the professor is Samurai Jack. Apparently, he was in the lab doing his cooking up, whatever he was cooking up, like the Migos said. There was a big explosion. And it created an apocalyptic world where basically now he had to learn how to basically use a sword and basically go on a journey and everything. And it explains why. If you've seen both shows, both characters look strikingly similar. Very strikingly similar, and there's also Easter eggs from both shows from each other. So you might watch an episode of Samurai Jack, and as he's going through a town, you might see like a billboard sign that's kind of fucked up, but you might be able to make out parts of it. And then when you go to the Powerpuff Girls, you see that same billboard sign, but it's just like a normal billboard sign. It's kind of referencing that these two universes are connected. But do you have any interest on MGH?
Yeah, I got one on Rick and Morty. basically the new season. Well, let me rephrase it. The season before last, they're about to go on to season 7. But in season 6, they basically tied it in together, basically saying that Jerry got swapped with the different Ricks on the Jerry's Jamboree episode, which is kind of interesting. Another one still on Rick.
So another swap up. God, how many motherfucking swap ups they gonna do on this show?
Nah, this one ain't a swap up, but this is a theory that season 1 you get introduced to Evil Morty. He became a bigger player later on, and essentially they're saying that he was Rick C-137's original Rick.
Whoa!
But I mean, they have not confirmed nor denied that one.
That would really.
I mean, it would also explain how he knows so much about Rick.
True. And maybe why he hasn't really attempted to hurt that Morty.
That is true. He just tries to ignore him.
Like most Ricks do.
Another one I was just thinking of when you're talking about the Powerpuff Girls and Samurai Jack is the third one is one of the other Jenny Tavarsky or whatever his name is. He created all 3 shows. So Dexter's Lab, Powerpuff Girls, and Samurai Jack. With Dexter's Laboratory, remember the episode where Dexter goes into the future and he meets his future self?
Yeah.
And there's that same world, some of those Aku's henchmen.
Oh.
So basically, at some point, Samurai Jack and Dexter actually team up in the future, and there's that whole theory about, his future. So it could be this. At one point, people theorized that it could have been the same universe with Samurai Jack and that future Dexter. So remember, he was hiding underground for all those years, and then it's supposed to be, just Samurai Jack's 100, 200 years in the future. So there's that theory too. So
do you got anything, Rose?
Yeah, I got a couple. Well, I got a few. They probably all before y'all was born. but the first, well, not this one, but I'm sorry with this one. You know what I'm saying? Peeking in the brain. I know me and you talked about this one, Vertiz.
Oh yes, sir. We certainly did.
Very solid show.
Yeah. So how we always thought that the brain was the genius and Pinky was insane. But actuality, it's the other way around. You know what I'm saying? And if you watch it, you know what I'm saying, you pick it out different things. Pinky always point out something and fix problems, and that the brain was having heart issues with, and the brain's always doing some cockamamie scheme. You know what I'm saying? Because he's insane. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Pinky always starts it off with, "What are we gonna do today, brain?"
Take over the world.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's what we're gonna do tonight. We're gonna take over the world.
And then basically, isn't it like he always does something to foil the brain's plan? So when the brain is real close to achieving his goal, Pinky does some small shit. He's like, damn, he's stupid. When in actuality, he's not stupid. He's just folding his plan. He's like, I'm gonna take care of my friend. He's crazy, so I gotta stop. I gotta save the world and protect my friend. So there's that whole theory.
And the second one, Winnie the Pooh.
Oh shit!
You know,
I've heard that one. This a fucked up one.
I've heard that.
Yeah, that Winnie the Pooh and all his friends, they're like mental disorders. You know what I'm saying? So Pooh is impulsive, and you know what I'm saying, obsessed with fixations. You know what I'm saying. Tigger has ADHD. The owl is dyslexic. The rabbit has OCD, and Eeyore has major depressive disorder.
That's an obvious one.
Yeah.
I've also heard that the boy,
Christopher Robin is a therapist.
No, well, I've heard that one, but there's the other one. They said Christopher Robin has all of those things wrong with him, and each doll represents a doll that sits in his room. So if you look at it, Winnie the Pooh's actually like a teddy bear, and Tigger's a stuffed tiger, and the owl. So basically, Christopher Robin's a very troubled kid, and he comes up with all these theories, and like each one of those dolls represent one of his issues.
So he has a whole lot wrong with him.
Yeah.
He's very fucked up. Very fucked up.
Mm-hmm. And another, the last one I'm gonna talk about. This one is definitely before y'all, but Inspector Gadget.
Oh, nice. Love that show.
We saw that.
Yeah, I mean, we were young, but it was still a good show. We was watching it.
Yeah, so you know what I'm saying. So the detective, Inspector Gadget, so in actuality, he is Dr. Claw.
Man, what?
Yeah, so basically, Inspector Gadget, the original Inspector Gadget, died in an explosion. And his niece, who was a genius, Penny, created a replica. And out of grief, and this would explain why Claw pretty much always escapes, Inspector Gadget, and never tries to harm his Penny.
Because he's the actual Inspector Gadget.
Yeah,
he doesn't want to harm his niece. He just wants to fuck up the imposter.
Yeah, and that that's why you never see Dr. Claw's face.
That's an interesting one. I want to throw it, before we change subjects, I want to throw it to MGH, because one crossed my mind, and him being an avid Pokemon Go expert. There's a theory that Ash is not a Pokemon master, that he got struck by lightning. Well, we saw him get struck by lightning, but he never woke up from his coma. And all the adventures we see in the Pokemon universe is just a dream. That's why you have all these Nurse Jennies, all these same police women, and that's why he does all these adventures and nothing ever happens to him.
Man, that's funny you brought that up. You brought up Nurse Jenny. I mean, that's an interesting theory, but a theory that I heard recently that pertains to Nurse Jenny, which is funny. The reason why they all look the same is not a person. It's a Pokemon.
What the fuck?
Nurse Jenny's a Pokemon that's always right there with Chansey, and they're on every place because that's what that Pokemon does. They even have a shiny when you went to that. They went to that one little island place, and that Nurse Jenny was like tan, like she was black or something. That's her shiny variant.
So they got Pokemon that look like humans now?
I mean, think about it, like Jinx, Mr. Mime. They got humanoid Pokemon that just don't look exactly like people.
Like Mewtwo, Mewtwo.
Nah, I wouldn't count Mewtwo.
That's more like a kangaroo.
Yeah.
And that nigga be talking though.
Yeah, he be messing stuff up too.
Hey, so moving on to TNT.
Tears and No Tears. Dynamite. Boom.
So I saw a video and I sent it to the group. There was a woman talking to her friend. The friend said, "What you doing with that pot of water, girl?" And she was like, "Yeah, old girl up the street. Yeah, I gave her $100 for $300 for food stamps, because that's a hell of a deal. Food expensive. I go to the store, I fill up my bucket and everything. I get ready to check out, and this girl done cut the card off me. So she gonna get my $100 back." So she saw the girl, threw the water on her, and said, "Give my $100 back." And the girl said, "Why you threw water on me? You tripping? Why you playing with me? My kid's hungry." And she gave the girl her $100 back. C's. Tears or no tears? And if you do, who are the tears for?
No tears for your dumb ass. So, first of all, the walking up the street with the busted ass shoes, with a pot of water. Why are you walking up the fucking street with a pot of water? Spilling the shit, why wouldn't you just go grab a water bottle or something?
See, when I saw the video, I actually thought it was I thought it was hot water.
That's what I was asking Vertizi. I was like, was it hot water?
Yeah. So I guess it wasn't. I don't know.
Nah, it was regular water.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, so you just gonna pour water on her? It's like, I would have just been like, give me my money back. But also, you're just mad because you got scammed trying to scam the government. So it's like, you take that risk with food stamps. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna give you $100 worth of food stamps. It's not an actual, real, legitimate transaction. So how the hell are you mad if somebody gypped you?
They even got it on all the stores. It says, "Do not buy food stamps."
Oh, they do?
Yes. All the grocery stores, it'd be like, do not buy food stamps. It's illegal.
Because now it's basically a card now. EBT it's an actual physical card. So I don't see how people still let people. I'm not privy to how people do it now.
You just give someone. If you sometimes people you give them your card, and they go shopping, and they give you the card back.
Or most of the time they'll catch you in the store, be like, hey, how you paying for that?
That too.
And then they just buy it for you, and then you just shoot them the cash. You know what I'm saying?
Another similar one is basically you give them a list of stuff you want, and the person with the food stamp card will go and buy all things, and then when you meet up with them, then you check all the stuff that you said you wanted, and then you pay them the money for it.
Yeah, I'm be honest. I got tears because one, there's too many people trying to scam people. Girl, you had $100 cash. Just take the money. Take the money and be happy. You ain't have to do all that, because now you got water thrown on you. You got embarrassed. And you gave the girl her money back. You should have at least went in the house and be like, all right, the water was my penalty. That's like if you were a crackhead and I scam you, for some crack or whatever, and you decide to beat my ass and put me in the hospital. I'm not gonna then pay you money too. Like the ass whooping was my payment, and you went ahead and still gave the girl $100. So hey, good for old girl who got her $100 back. MGH.
And I ain't got no tears on that situation, man. I really ain't got too much to say about it. It's just like you just said, it doesn't make any sense. Like, it seems scripted. She's like, yeah, I paid $100 for these food stamps. You know where the chick lives. She tried to run off with your $100, cuts the card off, and all you do is you walk in with a pot of water and spill it on her, and she goes in the house and give you the money back. Like,
exactly.
It don't seem realistic to me.
And that's another thing. Man, y'all need to stop scamming people that know where you live, man. Yeah. All you people that be on Facebook posting like, hey, I'm gonna flip your money, and you fucking up people that actually know you and know where you live. Y'all need to stop that shit. Y'all gonna fuck with the wrong person.
Yeah, see, that's what the problem is right there.
That's what the problem is.
They need to go ahead and stop sending me them messages on Instagram Messenger and Facebook Messenger talking about some, hey, what's up? How you been? I ain't talked to you when I was in school. Why you hitting me up now?
Trying to fuck my little money up, man. I work too hard for my little money. Mm-hmm. DJ Rose.
Yeah, I ain't got no tears for none of these hoes, man. Yeah, so I like that's how I felt like it might have been scripted, because you know what I'm saying. Why you got a whole camera person? Was she holding the camera, or was somebody recording her?
No. Her little friend was holding the camera.
Yeah, so like you got a whole camera person, and then you go and like, why you just throwing cold water? Like, if you gonna throw some water out of a pot, make sure you boil it first.
Oh no, that's a charge. Can't do that.
No, she probably
she's recorded.
Yeah, the reason why she probably won't, because her electricity probably was cut off because she's a broke hoe.
God dang.
Yeah, no tears.
And speaking of people trying to scam people, so there was a situation where this girl got on TikTok talking about, I don't know what to do, y'all. I went to a dinner for a friend, and it was a birthday dinner, and that friend invited all her friends. So I don't even know all the people there. One girl didn't have cash or no way to pay her for her food. So I put my credit card down. I paid for the girl food. She was supposed to send me the money the next day. We going on 4 weeks now. The girl hasn't got her money. She said she's been texting the girl. She even hit the friend up to find out what's going on. MGH. Tears or no tears?
I ain't got no tears. Well, let me rephrase that. I got tears for the girl who lent the other girl money for the dinner date or whatever. She should have been like, hey man, go ahead and Zelle me. Go ahead and hit that Cash App. Whatever it is for me to get my money before I do this. Because I don't even know you like that.
Facts.
Like, didn't you say she had to get her information like
from
that?
Friend?
Yeah, like she don't even know the girl. So, nah. I got tears for the girl who missed out on her money.
Yeah, I got tears, man, because this just shows why. a lot of times when people do certain things and you see people have behavior, it's a reason why. Shit has happened before for them to feel that way. And this is the reason why you have people to be like, nah, I need the money up front, or nah, I can't front you this, or that, because you got people out here doing shit like that. Here I am at a birthday dinner. Rose, your friends at the table, I'm one of your friends. I don't know all your friends. You, because you invited all of us, I'm assuming C's is cool. I'm assuming MGH is cool. So, hey, that's your homeboy. I'm going to fuck with him because that's your homeboy. Mm-hmm. But you bringing flawed people around me? Nah, man. See, and that's the shit right there that fuck people's face card up.
See, that's the problem right there.
That is the problem right there. Because if one of my people fuck over one of my people, see, now I'm going to feel some type of way because I done brought you around my people thinking you cool and I done vouch for you. So, yeah, I got tears over a girl, man, because that's why you don't front people, man. There's too many scammers out here.
Man, I ain't got no. Well, I got tears for the chick, of course. Everybody's pretty much gonna have the same thing to say, but tears for the chick that spent the money. It's just like, this your man's, right? This your man's?
Hey, this your man's.
This your man. So it's like if you bring someone around me, it's kind of like okay, but like you said earlier, the chick should have just got the money there and there. It's just like, hey, cash at me, Zelle me, whatever. Then also the friend that she had to contact. Why isn't the friend stepping in and saying, hey,
exactly.
Why you ain't give such and such Crystal her, let's say the chick's name is Crystal. Why you ain't give Crystal her, her money or whatever? And it's just like, where's the friend's reaction as the middleman?
If that's me, C's, I'm hit like if I'm the friend and Rose do that to you, I'm calling Rose. Hey, Rose, where's C's money at, man?
Yeah.
That man was nice enough to fuck with you. Go ahead and get that motherfucker his money because you making me look bad, nigga.
And then in like conversation me and Vertizi had earlier was like, isn't that gonna kind of strain somebody's relationship in there? Whether it's the friend that took the, didn't pay back the money, or the friend of the chick that paid the money. It's like that middle person is like, okay, on one hand, I'm looking at you crazy because you brought this fucked up individual around me. This is a flawed ass person. And then also on the flip side is like, all right, so flawed ass person. And then on the other end, we got, who the fuck are you bringing around me? And you're not being a good friend because you're not looking at it. It's like, I can't bring you around anybody because you don't know how to act. You treat people like shit. You making me look bad. So it's tears for the chick that paid the money though.
I will say this on that same topic real quick. It's like, if you ain't got money for this birthday dinner,
why you going out?
Yeah. Stay your bro ass home.
And then you try to bum money from a person you don't even know at said birthday dinner. Like, what's wrong with you? I kind of feel like this shouldn't even be a TNT at this point.
Hey, we're gonna get to
what happened.
We're gonna get to bumming money off of people later.
Yeah. So I ain't got no tears for none of them because it's like one of my favorite songs, Accepting My Flaws by Future. I didn't play it last night in the verses about them, but I might play it for y'all later. But how you gonna act like we MF friends? You know we ain't no MF friends. So
but that's your man, though.
That's his man. That's his man. That's her man. No, that ain't my man. No, I ain't loaning you nothing. I don't even know you. Why you even loaning somebody you don't even know? And then you expect to get your money back. You got licked. That's all it was. They hit the lick on you. They seeing you was a sucker. And they licked you like a lollipop.
Man, I'm gonna tell you who caught a lick, man. Usher was announced to headline the Super Bowl this upcoming year. So first of all, I have tears. One, I'm an Usher fan. I love his music. He's one of the greatest performers of the last, I say, 25 years, hands down. So he deserves to headline the Super Bowl. Two, as somebody that watches the Super Bowl, and Rose and C's can attest to this because y'all don't watch some Super Bowls with me. Hey, not all halftime performances be good. Some of these shows be bullshit.
Trash.
I done seen
straight mid.
And let me keep it real. This is no disrespect to artists like Coldplay and some all these other artists.
All right. I ain't gonna let you do Coldplay.
I like Coldplay. It's no disrespect to some of these artists, like even Beyonce. Like some artists Beyonce's not what I'm talking about. But some of these artists, they're just not good performers. And some don't have the type of music we want to listen to at a halftime show. Usher, he got bangers. He got music that we're going to want to watch for 20 minutes of the halftime show, as well as, I always look at it like this from the last couple of performances we've had. Who's connected to your tree? Who you have music with that you can bring on stage with you? Like the best halftime performance of the last 10 years was the one we saw with Dr. Dre. Because Dr. Dre got a tree where he could bring 5 to 6 people. He brought Kendrick Lamar and 50 Cent out, and they wasn't even scheduled to be at a halftime show. And they did their thing. So, and I got tears for Usher, man. Also, the little commercial with Usher calling his, from the president, calling his past self was dope. Marshawn Lynch calling him, Tom Brady calling him. Hey, NFL know what they're doing when it comes to these commercials to hype things up. That commercial was dope.
So basically, the halftime shows from now on, or for however long the contract is, they should be pretty good because basically Rock Nation took over. No, some dealing with Rock Nation and Apple. Basically, Apple Music is running the halftime shows right now. They got 5-10-year contract. I'm not sure about the details, but basically going forward, most of these halftime performances should be pretty good. But Usher, I mean, he's got pop songs, he's got R&B songs, this is a Grammy-winning artist, multiple hits. He's gonna put on a good show. So I mean, hey, tears of joy. It's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, I ain't got no tears. It's gonna be a good show, but I ain't got no tears. You know what I'm saying? I represent him from the A, so that's good for him. But I ain't got no tears.
Peace up, A-time down.
I will say I got tears of joy. We coming from a very segregated, racist country, so anytime our black people are doing big things, I got tears of joy for that.
Big facts, man. Big facts, man. Speaking of doing big things, we got a big fish leaving a small pond, going to a small pond, but it's gonna get a lot bigger.
What time is it?
Dame time. So for those who've been paying attention to sports this week, Damian Lillard got traded to Milwaukee for DeAndre Ayton, Drew Holiday. It was a three-team trade. C's, what from this trade do you want to talk about? Whether it's a player or this upcoming NBA season pertaining to these teams involved in this trade?
I'm tired of the three-way trades, 3-team trades. It's really, I can't remember a time where it was like a thing like that. There's been eras where you have trades that had to fall through like that, but just now it's so common in the NBA. You're having to have 3 separate teams make transactions, so it's like really, I'd rather just people do, team-to-team trades rather than, we're gonna send you this person, you send them that, and then it's like major dealings. It's a good move on Milwaukee's. Drew Holiday, baller, wherever he goes, he's gonna do his thing. But it just brings that much more star power, more team play for Milwaukee. The East has been fucked up for years. It just makes it that much more. So now you basically have Milwaukee, the number 1 team, Boston Celtics, number 2. There's nobody else on the East that can pretty much compete right now. It's changing the dynamics of that. Milwaukee should make the finals. If they don't make the finals this upcoming season, they fucked up. Dame's in that era to where in his career where he's done everything else he can do but win a championship. So he deserves that, and I believe he's going to actually make that happen. Giannis is just going to add more to Giannis's, tree. He's an all-star, MVP, keep going. And then there's the depth with the Suns. The Suns got a whole lot more depth, so the West is going to be interesting to see the fallout of everything that's going to happen with that. And then I don't think Portland's really, they have some added tools, but I don't think they're going to be a top 4 or 5 team. They might get the 6th seed, 7th seed, something like that. It's going to be interesting to see. But then there's also leaves the question of what the fuck's going to happen with Miami. And why didn't Miami hop on getting Damian Lillard to South Beach. So
who cares? Only thing good about Miami is South Beach, and that ain't in Miami. But yeah, man, I ain't got no tears for it. The interesting part of the trade, I think, is Nurkic going to the Suns, because he's everything that DeAndre Ayton wasn't. He got heart, you know what I'm saying? He a dog, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's going to be a major move for them. KD, I think he probably smoked too much weed. I think his time is up. And Booker's going to be booked, you know what I'm saying? I want to see what Bradley Beal's going to do, though. So.
No, I ain't even going to lie to you. I don't have any tears on it, but Rose, you said this exact thing I was going to say. Nurkic, man. Like, and I'm not even really a sports person like that. I do a little bit of fantasy here and there, but him going to the Suns, that's going to help him out because I'm pretty sure he's going to play a lot more defense and be a lot more aggressive than Aiden's been showing. So this might be the Suns' year. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, man. 2 things for the trade for me. We forget. Ayton was the first overall fucking pick in the draft class with Luka Doncic and Trae Young. The man averaged 18 and 10 in his career. You cannot name all the centers averaging 18 and 10. That means that gotta still mean something even in 2023 with this spaceless basketball. So the Blazers, you got a young player that's under contract for a long time that averages 18 and 10 that you can build around with Scoot Henderson. You got a point guard of Scoot Henderson and a big. That's good for them, but he had to get out of Phoenix because of all the personal bullshit. But Ayton is still a hell of a player. But Dame being with Giannis, man, hey, Rose said, man, that might be the next Shaq and Kobe right there, man. Like
it could be.
Like you got the most dominant interior presence, Giannis, and you got one of the best clutch shooters in Dame teaming up together, and literally, Dame is going to have shots that he's never even seen before. Like MGH, he's going to see shit he's never seen before. Because teams are going to leave this nigga wide open some games because Giannis is that much of a presence down low. And Dame is going to make them pay every single time. So this is an amazing trade. I can't wait for the NBA season to start, man. And I'm more of an NFL fan, but I want to see how this pairs well together. People not pairing well together. Some people just don't need to live together. A man was caught on video kicking his baby mama out the house because she went on vacation and didn't have her half of the rent when rent was due. When does rent due, C's?
The first of the month. Shout out to Bone Thugs, but hey, it's not tears of joy, it's not tears of sorrow, it's tears of laughter. I was laughing at that shit. If you got money to go on a trip, that means you have money to pay the rent. Even if she should have just told him, like, hey, I want to do a trip. Can you front me this month? And then what's the situation? She just living with him for the time being, or
wasn't that his baby mama?
Yeah, that's his baby mama.
I'm saying, like, you paying rent to your
baby mama or not, they might not have been together.
That's the thing. It's like, okay, you kind of deserve to get kicked out because it's just like if you have your own apartment, you got to pay rent. Everybody got to pay. So, well, I'm just going to let you go on a trip, go whoop-de-woo, do your thing in Miami or Puerto Rico, wherever, and then come back. It's not going to be a problem. You just going to go on a trip. Why the fuck I ain't going on a trip? I'm not going on a trip because I paid the fucking rent. Where's my shit? So basically, like, no tears for. I'm just laughing at it. It's like you kind of deserve what you got. So,
yeah, I got tears because that's his baby mama. So where the kid? Where the kid gonna stay? You done kick the baby mama out. Most likely he ain't the legal father, so the kid ain't staying with him. So you kick your baby mama out and the kid out because the kid going with the mama.
No, we kicking the mama out. The kid staying with me because I paid the rent.
So the kid stay. Most likely he ain't the legal father, so he can't make those decisions. So
we'll call CPS and say she doesn't have a stable home.
And they gonna say, well, how you gonna kick her out and the kid out? So no, she can't get out. And plus, you can't kick nobody out like that anyway, because that's against the law. You gotta file an eviction and all kind of other stuff. Like, so
she probably ain't even on the lease though.
You don't have to be. If obviously.
Oh, what, the squatter's law?
As long as she's getting mail there, she's been getting mail. I think what is that, a month or two? Then that's her legal residence, whether she's paying rent or has her name on any lease.
You should just open up her mail and garnish her checks.
God, that's against the law, man. It's a federal offense opening up somebody else's mail. See,
tears and no tears, MGA.
Man, I ain't got no tears in this situation.
Man, I ain't got no tears either, man. Hey, man, shout out to the baby mamas out there. This is a prime example of what happens when your pussy is trash.
Hold up, now I gotta pause you on that. It ain't got nothing to do with that. What we should be saying is, this is why you don't be having kids out of wedlock, because that should have been your husband. So it wouldn't have been no kicking out for not paying the rent.
Yeah, man, but them hoes ain't gonna listen to that. They gonna listen to this. This is why you need to have good pussy. Because if that pussy was better, that nigga would have been like, all right, man. And just come on, hop on this dick. You know how these niggas are nowadays. He would just come on, hop on this dick or whatever.
Man,
God damn. Y'all paid $1,800 this month and you ain't paid shit. But let me get some of that pussy though. That shit probably trash. And that's why she got kicked out. She looking for a place to stay.
In the words of the great Juvenile, matter of fact, Soulja Slim, it was Soulja Slim, that outside dick keep them hoes sick. She was doing her thing on the trip and you want her to come home.
And that's why she's doing her thing now, homeless. Like them people we've been driving by on the highways of Atlanta.
Yeah, all I want to know is, like, come on now, like, what were you doing on not paying your rent? But that's why we have this next segment. What's wrong with these hoes?
What's wrong with them?
What's wrong with these hoes? So, there has been a lot of videos of women and men talking about this. Why do women feel so entitled to a man's money because they fucking sees? Any ideas, any thoughts? Why do women feel entitled? Should they feel entitled, in your opinion? I don't know.
One of the biggest segments, what is wrong with these hoes? We ask ourselves on a daily basis, monthly basis, weekly basis, damn near hourly. Pretty much is like, just because you're fucking, you're not entitled to anything. It's an even exchange. There was a viral video that was out on Instagram, YouTube, like I want to say 1 or 2 years ago. Basically, it's like, what's being traded? The woman basically said, he's giving you dick. You're giving him pussy. Fair exchange. Having sex is the fucking exchange, not monetary. Now, if you're trying to get paid for it, just call it what it is. You're a pro now. You're a
prostitute.
But the entitlement to saying if you're not married, what's yours is mine is not, that doesn't come into play. It's just like, you expect me to pay your way or to help to carry you just because I'm fucking you. If that's the case, just call yourself a prostitute at that point. So I don't get why people are so entitled to this whole. It's one of the things that's wrong with this generation is like, just because you're in a relationship, people expect you to do X, Y, and Z for them. It's just like, I'm dating you. Oh, well, you're not gonna help your girlfriend out? I'm gonna help her out a little bit, but I ain't gonna do everything. Like, oh, she needs her rent paid. I've been helping her pay her rent. I'm not entitled to do that. I'm doing it out of the kindness of my heart. I don't have to do it. Just like women always say, oh, well, a real man's gonna pay. A real man's gonna do this. So it's like, yeah, I'll do that for my wife or my girlfriend, but that's like with time and other shit like that relationship. But just straight up, oh, I'm fucking a bitch, I'm supposed to do X, Y, Z. No, I don't agree with that bullshit, man.
Yeah, man. So the issue there is a lot of these hoes feel entitled just because they throwing you that little bit of pussy, which, hey man, the words of Fat Joe, yesterday's prices on today's price. The value of pussy to went down. That shit ain't worth what it was 20, 30, 40, even 50 years ago. It's so easy to get pussy nowadays, one. Two, these hoes, in fact, I'm not gonna say, y'all hoes is throwing that pussy around left, right, side to side, back and forth, up and down. That shit going to the moon and all the way to Pluto. That little pussy that you got, that shit ain't worth me paying your rent, me paying your phone bill. That nigga, that pussy that had so many niggas in the club, bro, I think it's Magic City. Like that shit's not, but I'm just saying, back in the day, in your grandma's time, and even some of y'all mother's time, when they was probably fucking maybe 2-3 niggas in the course of a 30-year span, yeah, it was easy for your grandma to get her rent paid when everybody in the neighborhood ain't get that pussy. But now, man, let me tell you, when you telling a bitch, hey, who pussy this is? She says, hey, it's yours. I mean, really, it's mine at the moment. This ain't my pussy. So let's keep that shit 100.
Community P.
Hey, man. 95% of this pussy out here is community pussy.
OPP.
95%. Y'all saw Remy Ma. He was one of the baddest bitches in the game. And she was giving Papoose pussy
unconfirmed. We don't know that shit is true or not.
No-name nigga. And Remy Ma got money. And she was giving Remy Papoose pussy away to a no-name nigga that's broke, that's out here battle rapping. Man, niggas with money don't battle rap nowadays. Rose?
Man, if your pussy got power, you can probably get your rent paid. That would manifest say. But man, I don't know, man. It's crazy how people or feel like they're entitled. Like it's just not women. It's just people in this age of time. Like people just feel entitled. You know, entitlement, the whole sense of entitlement. Like you ain't entitled to nothing. You know what I'm saying? You need to work hard and get it like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Out the mud. If you ain't getting out the mud, you know what I'm saying? You get it out the water or the pool or something. You got to get it out somewhere. But it's just entitlement, man, and it's crazy because if you had your own stuff, you wouldn't be worried about anything because, like C says, it's a fair exchange. You know what I'm saying? Like this dick ain't for free, ho. You know what I'm saying? And so, and I also feel like if a man or a woman is giving their body to another person and they're in need to help, and that person can't help you, then you don't need to be dealing with that person at all.
Facts.
So that's how I feel about it.
Yeah. What's wrong with these hoes? One of the reasons why I got about the dating market, man. Went ahead and settled down with a good one that I snatched up. You know what I'm saying? So, I couldn't deal with this stuff like this. Like, you got somebody and they just think they entitled to your money just because you with them. Like, there's been plenty where I had to be like, yo, I can't even be with you because you ain't financially stable. Like, we fighting for equality here. Like, and I ain't even saying you got to make as much as me, but you got to be doing something.
Something.
Got to do something.
I'm from running away.
Exactly.
Leaving with something.
Leaving with something.
Hey, man, I'm just going to say, man, one of these reasons, and we didn't talk on this, but I say this to MJ all the time. But one of these why these hoes feel entitled because of these simp niggas fucking the game up. The reason why a hoe feel like she can ask $1,000 for some pussy is because out there somewhere, it's a nigga like Jordan Poole giving Ice Spice $500,000. Not that fuck, just for a day. So a lot of you simp niggas is the reason why these hoes feel entitled.
He fucks.
So when y'all
let's be real now, he fucks.
So when y'all crying talking about, oh, why these hoes feel so entitled and why they think I need to take them to Juicy Crab and spend $200, because y'all simp niggas been doing that shit for the last 5 years.
Hey, well, let's say this. Them simps, as Rose would say, a guy can be a hoe too. So them simps, they hoes too.
Yeah. Exactly, man. You simps are some hoe ass niggas. But hey, man, speaking about some hoes, we in motherfucking Atlanta, Georgia, home of Magic City, home of Blue Flame, home of Onyx, home of Pinups, one of our favorite strip clubs. Hey, we got plans to go there tonight. Some of us gonna make it rain, some might make it drizzle. Some might try to catch some of the rain. But with all that being said, Jermaine Dupri said he was the one who started making it rain. Rose, what's up with that?
So on an interview with the Estelle show, basically he was saying he's pioneered pretty much making it rain. You know what I'm saying? But basically and then we made that song with Money Ain't a Thing with JT when they was in the video and they were throwing money up and stuff like that. Like when he was promoting the song, he would go into Magic City and throw money in the air, and then everybody was like, "What is he doing?" Like the dancers and things, they were just looking all confused and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, but that's basically, he said it started it. And like he would go to different other cities and do it, and then dancers would be like, "What in the world?" So to his eyes, nobody else is ever doing it. He never seen nobody else do it, and then the dancers told him nobody has ever done that before. So that's how he feels like he invented it, making it rain. So what's y'all thoughts on that?
Just because you've never seen someone else do it doesn't mean it didn't exist before or it wasn't a thing. I'm pretty sure it probably just started in the Atlanta clubs. You know, Atlanta's one of the biggest, basically the capital of strip clubs. Let's call it is what it is. I'm pretty sure there was something in the circuit. They were just somebody started throwing money and it was like, oh, makes it look like it's rain. Just like when people used to throw confetti and throw papers and shit. I want to say it probably was when the ballers really started coming to Atlanta in like late 90s, early 2000s. You had BMF and all these other ballers and NBA players.
But this was before then. This was like in the early 90s. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. And then even with what is it? What's the Freaknik? Like that whole era, they were probably making it rain. They probably just didn't call it making it rain. And it's just like coming up with a term like. You can't really timestamp that because it's nothing. Was it the same song where he was like making it rain, money ain't a thing?
Yeah, money ain't a thing, yeah. Yeah, money ain't a thing.
I don't know. He might have some validity to it, what he's saying, but I just don't think he invented the term. I think it was just a thing and it caught on.
Yeah, I think it's dumb though, because I ain't doing it. I'm keeping my money in my pocket.
You're catching that rain. And I'm gonna keep it real, man. Like, I feel like he's correct. I feel like Jermaine Dupri probably started it because until I hear someone from that time period say, "No, we was doing it on the West Coast," or "No, we was doing it in the East," or "No, I'm in Atlanta, I'm from the same area as Jermaine Dupri," and other hoes, and people could tell you that we was making it rain and throwing ones and stuff up. Hey, man, I'm inclined to believe Jermaine Dupri because he's a part of the culture, man. He's a part of that ATL culture, man. Jermaine Dupri got them hits in the club, man. So I'm not surprised, man, that he started making it rain. I'm glad you explained it that way because I always was just thinking to myself, you just spending a lot of money. But when he explained it, no, you throwing the money in the air
and watch it come down.
And you watch it come down, I'm going to keep it real. When you really think about that time period, most people probably had their little dancer in their lap and was just kind of throwing money on her. Or just had money on the table and just tipping their hoes. Jermaine, like there probably wasn't really too many people literally just throwing money in the air because that, when you really think about it, that doesn't really make sense because you're not even technically tipping no one. You're just throwing them in out there for everyone or whatever. But hey, man, I'm inclined to believe Jermaine Dupri, man. Shout out to Jermaine Dupri.
Yeah, man. I'm not really informed enough to say it's technically before my time, so who am I to say he did or he didn't? Like Bert said, unless somebody from that same time come around and say, like, hey, no. Yeah.
So let me ask y'all a question. Man, what do y'all think about making it rain, man? What does that mean to you? And do you even feel like that's something that men should be doing in the strip club?
If it was for me personally, if I'm in a private strip, I'll make it rain all day because that's my money. I'm going to spend the money anyway. Just to be in the club randomly throwing that shit up? Hell no. That's some stupid shit. I mean, but if you got it like that, and that's your thing, I'm not going to knock you. Shit. But to me personally, I'll never do it. Fuck that.
Yeah, I think it's dumb, but but now it's like a marketing thing. Like, I seen the video of Drake, he had a big plastic bin of money, and he just in there. He did not look like he was happy at all to be in there. He looked at he was just in there working, promoting his song, but like as big as you are, why are you still doing that? Like, if you not having fun, you should have gave that money to somebody who needed it instead of going there and wasting it and giving it to these entitled women. You know what I'm saying? That think they the baddest thing on earth when they not, like Juice Man would say, with a $10 pussy.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. That video of Drake, literally, you in a strip club and you just look depressed. Yeah, you ain't living right, nigga. You, in the words of MGH, you ain't living right, nigga. But you know what? That's the problem.
Nah, they ain't even in my words. I took that from my wife. Yeah, man. Basically, pretty much, you ain't living right. You know, you come around somebody that's always super jumpy. They always come around the corner, they jumping and stuff like that. You're like, hey, man, you ain't living right. Well, what you worried about? Why you jumping like that?
Personally, me, I love to make it rain. If I got the money, I like to throw it up, and I like to kind of watch
in your area, right?
The dollars fall. Nah, in my little area, I'm not throwing it out there for birds.
Like you just walking around, you know the niggas that go around the club
just doing that. But I'm talking about if I'm in like in a section or whatever, I like to throw the money up and watch it come down or whatever, and let it hit the holes as it comes down to see the water droplets hit them. So I like it, bro. I like making it rain, man. And so shout out to Jermaine Dupri, man.
Well, Verkeezy, you have fun because I won't be there.
Hey, nah, I feel you there. Part of thoughts.
I ain't got nothing. It just happened, happy to be here for Verkeezy celebrating a belated birthday. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully have a good time the rest of the night.
And it was Abby and Rakim. Peace.
And I'm back quiet.